From winning a heated match against a wild and aggressive opponent,
Treble 17 and gets it.
To making a silly mistake.
Bishop on 32, but when?
What could be more frustrating than having a bad day on the field? Here are 6 times when Phil Taylor experienced his worst moments, starting with the moment when his opponent decided to physically attack him. How does it feel when your best moment ever is immediately ruined by someone who can't accept a loss? This was Phil's experience.
Double 16 is not been. That's a Bishop on 32, but when he needed it most, he got it. Phil Taylor.
After beating Raymond van Barneveld hands down, what happened next was not expected.
The World Championship semi-final. Shenanigans happening.
And you thought that was too much already, but Barneveld was far from stopping.
Shenanigans happening on stage.
Some bullies never get to grow up. Looking at the level of disrespect, it was priceless how Phil managed the situation.
Phil not happy about something.
If you thought that was the worst of all worst moments for Phil, the next video is totally on another level. On the 25th of April 2014, in a Premier League competition, week 12 of 15, Phil Taylor competed against Gary Anderson.
The first game, it's coming through all here. 57 for Phil.
But what could be more embarrassing than to realise that you made a major unnecessary blunder?
He's miscounted. Phil Taylor has miscounted. He's bust. He's taken out 139.
Known for his professionalism and precision, Phil couldn't have made such a mistake, but nothing could compare to the look on his opponent's face.
It's catching. You can look at all you like, Phil.
Even Phil, who was in shock, couldn't believe what just happened.
Look at all you like, Phil. You've miscounted, my man.
What he did next was real professionalism.
Well, 57 left 72, 50 therefore left 22.
And the irony is,
If you thought that was a bad day for Phil Taylor, then you haven't seen this case when he almost lost it. Is there anything worse than knowing that everything is against you? This was where Phil found himself.
Fighters, a great shot with him with the fabulous Costa Zil.
Thank you.
The game was already horrible for the superstar, as he was losing helplessly. And what happened next was like salt to injury.
Pay the money.
Who boos a guy in this kind of situation?
Thank you. I do hope that he is not going to blame the crowd for this defeat, if it happens, because James Wade has...
What he did next was heroic. Even though the crowd almost got on his nerves, he went back to his game. Sometimes it's not a good idea to go with the crowd. In the next clip, Phil falls harder. In 2013, Phil Taylor planned one of his most difficult games against Michael van Gerwen.
And that will have rejuvenated the 52-year-old Phil Taylor.
The all-time champion was fighting the biggest battle of his life.
in the world of darts that can play. They can play darts like this. But what they can't do...
But the challenge is that Michael van Gerwen didn't come to lose.
Like this, under this scrutiny, against someone else doing the same.
Exactly.
The pressure, I can't tell you enough, John, what they're doing right now. It's mind-boggling.
Though Phil was efficient, he made no significant difference.
I remember a famous Desert Classic final where Taylor beat you 6 sets to 4. You were 4-1 down and got him back to 4-3.
Obviously, the tide must have been on the side of Michael against Phil.
Is very, very special in the same way. But this one is so close now to being victory and...
Looking at how carefully Phil played was a sign that things wouldn't go as expected.
close to call.
Michael looking to score a minimum of 95. Well, that's the 1-3-2.
At this point, it became clear that every attempt made by Michael was productive. And for Phil, it's difficult to say the same.
He's not enough. Got to hit 2 trebles here. There's one. He looks for treble 17 and gets it.
Seemed as though the tides were beginning to turn for Phil. And then this happened.
Well, that's exactly what he needed. Now, treble 19 for the bullseye! What an amazing finish! What an amazing finish! Do an amazing...
If you thought that was bad, then the next clip is the worst of all time. On July 28, 2015, Phil Taylor played one of his most fierce games.
Manager, drubbing with sweat, double 12 to the power. Double 60, one leg away from glory. Milo is moving away from them. Red bit!
No matter the effort and intensity, Phil couldn't hit the mark. Do you think Simon Whitlock had it differently?
Double top awaiting Whitlock. Double 19, not easy.
Oh, blow it, blow!
At least not as bad as Phil's. However, it was a tough game.
Goes for the dog and duck shot. 1. Double. 1. Missed it.
For Phil, it was still a series of losses with no hope for a comeback.
Now for the set, and 6 sets to 3, double 4, steps back, refocuses, a double 2, down bottom board.
The misses were so frequent that the crowd hoped for just a little win.
Surely. Inch higher. Green bit. He missed.
Maybe bad luck had paid both players a visit. But this is where everything changed.
Was the previous effort, almost the same holes. Now then, it's Whitlock, that's a great marker. That's an even better one, but this has got to go in, and it does!
Who would have believed that the greatest of all time could be defeated this easily? On January 2nd, 2018, what was meant to be Phil Taylor's farewell game was denied.
Just going to carry on in the relentless fashion. Rob the robot cross.
In a face-off competition with Rob Cross, it was clear that luck was on his side.
It's back. Taylor's alive.
He's most definitely playing with a bit more purpose.
As Phil was hitting his marks, Cross wasn't doing that good.
So far. He can cope. And he can cope well. Oh my.
And he undoubtedly did it again.
Phil Taylor has hit 11 televised 9 dart legs, but not one of them.
With the massive wins for Phil, it seems as though things were different for Cross, and this was where everything took a twist.
Not yet. Double 12. Oh my goodness.
Here's also a twist. If you subscribe, you will get a lot more content like this.